What's up, dudes and dude to the internet? My name's Scythe, and today we are starting the Trove series again, but on the PS4. It's crazy. I'm gonna be running 3 different versions of Trove, and I love every minute of it. So I hope all of you are gonna be as excited as I am to start again. And I'm gonna kind of talk about the differences between the PS4 series and what the point is of it over the Xbox series, right? But before we get started with any of that stuff, would very much appreciate if you would hit that like button right in the face. Helps me out more than you know. And without further ado, let's pick our main character. So I ended up talking with a couple of the fans in the Discord. Links are in the description if you want to get a hold of me a little bit more accurately. And I've decided, because as it stands with the version of Trove that we're running right now, while on the computer version you can actually craft all of the classes for moderately cheap, that update's gonna be a long while away for the console players, so we gotta choose a main character. I think I'm gonna go for the Tomb Raiser, because you're gonna get 3 classes, Mario, and Luigi Mario. That's a Mario movie reference that no one gets. So I'm gonna choose a Tomb Raiser, Pirate Captain, and then probably, who else did I want to look at? I don't know. I'll take a peek. Maybe the Lunar Lancer or maybe the Gunslinger. I don't know. But due to popular demand, we're going to be maining the pirate. I like how we were the knight for 2 seconds. We're going to be maining the Pirate Captain on this version of the game. All right, folks? So hopefully that's going to be exciting for all of you, even though technically speaking, we're just throwing stuff on the ground, very similarly to the Draco, which I'm maining on the Xbox. But anyways, let me pick a hairstyle and stuff like that, and then I'll kind of run you through and talk about what's going on and why I'm not really going to explain most of the game mechanics. Okay, I don't know why we got a bunch of mastery or something. Something ended up triggering and we're mastery level 3. Why exactly? I also really gotta... Okay, I really gotta get the hang of the controller and stuff. Seriously, what happened? Consecutive days badge? Why? Because I logged in once, stayed at the loading screen, closed the game, and then I reloaded this now another day later, and it actually... So you could get the consecutive days badge without even starting an account. So anyways... What is the difference? Why are we even going to be starting a PS4 series? Well, I'll tell you, wise guy. Because of you. Because of the fans. There's so many people in the Discord that are asking me, not to mention in the comments section and stuff, that are always just asking, dude, like, which version of Trove are you running? How can I actually end up playing with you? And I was getting way too disappointed with constantly telling them, I'm sorry, but I'm just on the Xbox version, so I'm not gonna be able to play with you there, folks. So... needless to say, why is he doing this? Why is he doing things? Hold up! Hold up! Go to the hub. Go to the... Oh, he wants us to equip stuff. Never mind, rip me. But yeah, needless to say, I really, really wanted to play with all of you fine, beautiful people on the other console version. Now... Of course, there's going to be quite a few differences if you're just tuning into this series right now and haven't checked out any of my other ones. In the Xbox series, I already kind of talked about and went through like the beginning of the game and kind of explained the different game mechanics and stuff like that. While with this series on the PlayStation here, it's probably going to take us a couple episodes to get through this tutorial section and actually get to a club and everything like that, just because I'm not going to be trying to rush through any of these things right now. It's more business as usual kind of thing, you know? But I think it's going to be good for me as well, just because I love Trove, like I really, really do. So I think it's going to be cool to kind of fully ingrain myself in this game and actually have all the different series running on the channel. Now, granted, I've talked about this in the other videos as well, but just because I'm running and going to be recording 3 different versions of Trove does not mean that I'm going to be delivering more Trove on the channel than I already presently am. So I've already got like all the other like videos and stuff like that, all the tutorials that are going to apply to the PC and console versions, not to mention just the series themselves, because things are starting to get a little bit more normalized here, you know, while the tutorials are still like, I still got a lot of things to actually cover. The fact of the matter is, hello random dude, that I really just want to start getting into the series, you know, and logging in and playing the game and stuff like that. Now, another thing too that's very important, and I'll talk about the Pirate Captain class in a little bit here, but another thing that's really important here is the fact that because I'm running so many different versions of Trove, it means that my time is going to be very, very thin. So, like stretched out very, very thin. So I will still log in from time to time for sure, but my priority, first and foremost, folks, is going to be recording episodes. So I'm going to try my best to keep up with the content and keep regular Trove videos coming out on the channel of all the different versions, while also, you know, because of that, you know, I'm not going to have as much time to kind of play with all of you fans and everything like that. Not to mention I'm going to be running 3 different main clubs on each of the different versions, right? Well, while on PC, I've already got quite a few people. On the Xbox version, you know, I've slowly been building up the audience that, or not the audience, but like officers and stuff like that, that can actually, you know, kind of take over and run the club while I'm, you know, on these other games, right? But I think it's just gonna be a blast to start playing with all of you. My handle, I think on the PlayStation Network, I've never owned like a PS3 or anything, folks, unfortunately, so I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to the console stuff, but I'm pretty sure my handle is just ScythePlaysYT, same as on the Xbox, and we actually, like, I did actually get Ronnie to start the Club World already on the PS4 version, because we needed to grab the club name because somebody already took Team Pixel like a million years ago. Those club names were already taken on the Xbox and the PS4 before I could even get to that point of actually making a club, right? But then also, now that I actually got the Jub Jub Club on the Xbox One version, that is also taken on the PS4 version. So, RIP, we've got a pretty hilarious club name that I'll kind of talk about once we actually get into a club world, right? I should also be finding this empty plot and getting some of the starting quests out of the way, but otherwise I'm just kind of instinctively grinding, right? Use the Elysian Flash to regain some health. Man, I gotta get used to these controls too. They should just be the same though, honestly speaking, so yeah. But anyway, the way that the Pirate Captain works, folks, because I want to take the opportunity to kind of explain the classes as we come about them, is that the Pirate Captain is gonna be a unique character where even though we actually have energy in the bottom right, he doesn't generate energy. So we actually go between build and the other mode. Which button? Change between it with just a dash. What is the dash button? That's not the dash button. That's the share button. What button is that? Like, I don't know what that is. Is that pushing it? Oh, it's this weird crazy middle button. Okay, so they want us to mine some blocks, and then they want us to place a couple down on the ground. One thing that I am noticing right away, which is actually very surprising, go to adventure mode, go into your cornerstone, and look at the sign. What? Find another empty plot. Oh, they want us to just swap it around. But yeah, so anyway, the Pirate Captain ends up generating energy based on, like, killing enemies and stuff like that. You've probably seen, like, the doubloons that kind of fall out of them for 2 seconds, and then those automatically get consumed by our character to generate our energy, which we can then use to throw a turret down. As we're getting more doubloons from combat, this turret is going to be leveling up and getting stronger. There is also this little ally, which is supposed to take aggro from all the enemies nearby, but it doesn't really, just because Trove is broken like that. But anyway, he ends up exploding when he's dead, and then our ultimate is just a bigger turret, right? So yeah, the other thing that I was gonna say is that I'm immediately noticing that the PS4 version of Trove is running a lot better. I guess the hardware in the PS4 as opposed to the Xbox One must just be a little bit better. I mean, granted, we're not in like a full club world or anything like that, but seriously, this is much better frame rate than the Xbox One. Like, I'm just saying that right here, right now, folks, because it's insane. Oh, we already got our neophyte wings. They want us to look at the map, okay, and then just go and complete some dungeons, okay, even though these wings are pretty gross. I mean, they're probably still better than the slow Sebastian. No, that's the other thing, too, that I do want to mention, again, just to kind of reiterate the point, is with this series in particular, and just kind of my priority just being having continual videos, it means that it's going to be a very slow progression. Like, I know that lots of people already on the Xbox series are probably sitting there wondering, you know, like, what's going on? Am I ever going to get to the end game? What's my power rank and stuff like that? I'm going to be very, very weak for a very long time, folks. I've got my main character on the PC version, so I honestly could care less about, like, trying to max out on the consoles or anything like that. And honestly speaking, the console version is more about the experience for me to play through the game from the beginning, kind of, you know, start a new club world and get everything all kind of under control and everything. And at the moment, because there's no craftable classes, you know, the PS4 version is because we're going to get to play with a couple different characters that we don't have on the Xbox. And I think until we could ever, like, depending when that update actually comes to the console version and it actually updates to the same version that is currently on the computer, we may never end up actually crafting any of the other classes or anything like that. We'll see what ends up happening. Honestly speaking, I'm not really planning on it. The other thing too is, quite obviously, same as the Xbox Series, no pay to win, no bueno, not a single cent on either of these versions. You know, I'm already spending more money than I would like on the PC version, you know, let alone trying to buy stuff on the console version and stuff. It's just not happening, like, seriously. So just keep that in mind, everybody. And because of it, you know, we're gonna be a lot slower at it. I'm actually kind of surprised that this controller is a lot more comfortable than the Xbox version as well. Okay, so now they want us to go and harvest some ore, which they actually wanted us to do for a while, didn't they? They want us to harvest 20 of them. So we'll probably just end up doing this before we end up calling it for the day. I'm still not exactly sure what I want for the other characters. I was kind of leaning towards the Lunar Lancer. He would be fun. Tomb Raiser would be another one that I really, really want to get. Not necessarily to main, even though he is one of my favorite characters just as far as his style is concerned. I don't really like his gameplay so much, but he ends up being pretty powerful. And then maybe Lunar Lancer, just because he's actually really good up to U6. I don't want Revenant. I might go for Boomeranger instead of the Lancer, just because of the utility of being able to actually mine and stuff, but honestly speaking, I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that the PlayStation actually has a button completely dedicated to, like, sharing and recording and stuff. Like, it's like, okay, I guess that's all right. But anyways, let's go and get some more shapestone here. And another important thing that you want to do at the beginning of the game is run over all the grass and all the logs and all the resources, because you're gonna need a lot of them, folks. Like, seriously, you need so many resources to end up crafting all the different mounts and everything like that. Okay, so what do they want us to do? They want us to hold down and equip a weapon style. Okay, so let's do that right now. I'm gonna be a little bit clunky with the controls here. That's a hat. That's not a weapon style. No, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Let's actually take this gun instead because it's just cooler. And then what do they want us to do now? Complete second dungeon. What? Slay the golden scarab. Okay, I mean, that doesn't really make sense as far as the environment is concerned, but we're going to destroy him anyways. Throw down our turret! Go get him, my little parakeet! Squawk! I'm gonna destroy him! Okay, no, he's not actually destroying him. I'm also in the habit of throwing down a second turret. I know I gotta get out of that habit because the classroom ability for the pirate actually lets you throw down a second turret. So that's kind of why I'm in the habit of actually doing that, right? So let's actually... I needed to grab a face thing right here. There we go, because that was the last thing that we were missing. I am Skullman. I can't see myself, though. Okay, so the other thing, too, is now they want us to actually go to the Adept Adventure Worlds, but we'll have to save that for another day. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Very excited to actually start this series. I'm really hoping that as far as the PlayStation Network is concerned, that people can actually follow me without me having to add back like 5,000 people. But I'm going to try and get the club world and everything like that in order as soon as possible so that we can actually start playing together and really put this game under the stress test and see if it actually operates better than the version on Xbox. Actually, you know what? Let's actually hop over to the hub just last minute here, because the hub is a big spot where the frame rate ends up taking a huge dip on the Xbox. Granted, there's like nobody playing this game right now, so never mind. Thanks so much for watching, though, folks. Very much appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sign on, stay epic, everybody.